Hi, this is MarkLittle. We're going to talk for a minute about what would it mean for your business if you were not just a little bit different and better than the other firms in town that your potential ideal clients could do business with? What if you were just a little better than those? What if you were radically different? What if you were the only game in town? How would that impact your business? We're going to talk about that for a little while today because the thing that I struggled with for the most number of years early in my career was just looking at the competition. I took the financial services industry view of what a financial advisor does. I did decide uh, early on that I wanted to deliver truly comprehensive financial services to my clients who were individuals and families. So the business that I'm in and this video is for are, I would say, financial advisors, but that's a very broad term. If you are either currently delivering what I would describe as comprehensive financial services, or it's something that you've thought about. Maybe you're a partner in an accounting firm, or you're a estate planning lawyer in a law firm. It really doesn't matter. Most of our clients are certified financial planners or insurance experts, agents and brokers, CPAs, lawyers, uh, and everything in between. But what we've put together is something that is so far and above better than anything else that's out there that's available for training to show you how to consistently exceed affluent, ideal clients' expectations. That there just isn't anything out there currently, anywhere in the English speaking world, at least, that will deliver on that. And we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to tell you how I know that uh, because I've implemented this myself. This is my program. I've been teaching it for almost 25 years. Prior to that, I created this method. The point I'm getting at is where I went in circles early in my career was I was hypnotized by the industry. There I was in my 20s. I worked for a big nationwide firm. When it came to doing a little bit more than in my case, I came in through the investment management channel of our industry. So of course, because of our firm, I was focusing on potential clients that had money to invest because we had investment products and services. That was what I was actually hired to sell in the beginning. Now, I feel like, yeah, I have nothing to sell but my advice. So that's what I'm talking about. It's if you're interested in a model that is not market driven, it really isn't driven by any financial products or services whatsoever, but yet you still have affluent ideal clients willing to pay you high five figures per year for what I call truly comprehensive financial services. But back to the story. In the beginning, I was trying to figure out, what do I charge? What are the more things that I could do? What does comprehensive financial services even mean? Besides investment management, what are you doing? Slowly, I put it all together. It's comprehensive financial services. The way I teach it, it's financial planning, money management, which is investment management, tax planning, estate planning. I'm not talking about just estate like a referral to a local professional. I'm talking about comprehensive planning in all these areas. Then last but not least, risk and safety planning, which does include looking at their insurance and make sure they have the right amounts and all of that sort of thing. But it's these 5 areas. There just weren't firms out there doing what I'm describing back when I was young in the new to the industry. So my advice to you is forget the competition. When I was young, I looked at the competition. I thought, here's what they charge. There seems to be a pattern in the industry. It's evolved over time, but now it's charging a percentage of assets under management for various services and so forth. This all paralyzed me. So I'm telling you, the best advice is forget the competition. If you focus on being radically different and better, price is not an issue. If you're the only game in town, a client can go interview 10 firms and they're never going to find another firm that's able or willing to deliver at the level of service that you've put together. I just spent too many years thinking that I have to do what others in our industry are doing. Like, this is the pattern. This is how you set up a firm like this. No, forget all that. Forget the competition, or thinking that I wanted to do what others were doing. So I'd come across an advisor. They charge 25 or $35,000 per family per year for whatever advice and whatever else they do. Forget all that. Like, I actually wanted to emulate some of these advisors that I thought were smart. My advice is, if you want to be radically different and better, forget the competition. So what does radically differentiate even mean? I do have a lot of videos, free videos, that cover this, but I'll give you a few examples. What I realized as I was putting all this together, which you, of course, could put something similar together too. That's really the purpose of this video. Whether or not I'm advising you to figure out some client service model that is just radically different than anybody else, so that you're the only game in town, whatever you're good at doing. The thing that I realized over the years was that things that I know now that I didn't know back then is that financial advisors can charge for things that, I don't know, most financial advisors don't even believe at first. Like, they think you can't charge for that. I'm like, of course you can. Absolutely you can. That's what I know now. There are other videos where I cover a lot of that sort of thing. But let me just assure you, there are financial advisors out there who are making a fortune doing things that you've never thought of. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Most advisors only think they know what clients want. So one of the things that I'm telling you, just to peek into what makes it radically different, is, again, forget the industry, focus on clients. Now, what I did, this is 25 years ago, and I've updated it since, but back 25 years ago, it occurred to me that I should not be looking at this from my perspective. I'm a financial advisor inside the financial services industry. I've been brought up a certain way to think a certain way. So therefore, I know what clients want. What occurred to me back in the day was, what if I don't? I lined up lots and lots of affluent, successful, ideal client individuals, families, business owners, corporate executives. Where I built my business, it was a pretty small town in South Texas, but it had 1 million people, and it had one really major corporation at the time that headquartered there, AT&T. There you go. There are executives at AT&T that make millions of dollars per year. So whether it's business owners or high-end corporate executives, the question on the table is, what do they want? That's how I'm different. I sat down with many of these type of business owners. I was chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I achieved that level because I wanted I wanted to be able to rub elbows with the most successful small business owners in my community. And I did. Sat down, asked them, if you were designing a financial advisory firm, how would you design it? What do you want? If the firm is knocking your socks off, walk me through it. What are they doing? Just take me through it. If at the end of the year, you can't help but refer them to everyone you wouldn't care about, what are they doing for you? So I went through and it was tedious, but was so fascinating. What they want is so far away from, so foreign from what the industry thinks they need. It just became this business model that I've created. And the question that I was really most interested in, as long as you're doing this research, not with your own clients, I felt very comfortable asking successful, affluent people straight up, what would you pay the most for? So I go through and ask them what they would like, here's what they would prefer to see in a relationship like this with an advisor like me. Yeah, they were happy to share all that. And then at the end, I always ask, of all those things, what's the most valuable to you? What would you pay the most in fees for? That's how I built this program. If you watch other videos, it really boils down to the 4 client expectations. I've created 4 client expectations that I'm happy to share in all these videos I do that just lay it out for you. Here are the expectations of affluent clients that not only do they expect, but I narrowed it down to 4 expectations that they're frustrated over because they can't find it anywhere at any firm. What would it be worth to you to design your business around things that the affluent want, but they can't find anywhere? They're irritated because they think it should be all firms, but yet they can't find anyone at any price to deliver on that. I said I was not going to spend too much time on what radically differentiate yourself means. Let me just wrap it up by saying that there are a lot of programs in the industry. And I think this is the thing that slowed me down the most. There are a lot of programs available, coaching programs and other training programs for financial advisors specifically. Some of them are quite good. So I'm not disparaging all of them. I gained from a lot of these programs over the years, but I did find out one thing that really mattered. That's what I'm going to share with you. That if your goal is to really succeed with the highly affluent, to create an ideal client community of affluent clients and then consistently exceed their expectations, I couldn't find any programs like that out there. As a matter of fact, what I started asking when I was looking at these programs is there anyone in your company who's actually implemented what you're teaching? This became the sticking point for me. When it comes to the type of thing I'm talking about now, like coaching firms that maybe could move you in the direction, seriously, towards what we're talking about here. First of all, they're all taking it from the industry perspective, but I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm saying that I just took a different approach. I took the approach of figuring out what clients want. Are there coaching programs? I'm saying high-end coaching programs where they could move you in that direction, even though it's from an industry perspective, it works. The answer is yes. But then you add the little piece that that it works, which is they say it works. Yes. And maybe it does. But what I'm getting at is there are only a handful of programs worldwide that are created by the people who actually implemented it. As far as financial advisory at the level I'm talking about, I'm only aware of 5 programs. And of those 5, only 3 of them are taught by the people who actually implemented it. So I realize that this is a void in our industry. There's nothing more affordable. Most of these programs, when I was in the big ones, well, they cost 6 figures a year when you count the hotel and travel and the tuition and the fees for the program. Yes, they exist. There's only a handful of them, which means they're hard to get into. They're very expensive. So I got frustrated when I realized that beyond those 5, there are, I don't know, dozens where, if I'm being honest, I'm thinking that they're either stupid or evil. They are either ignorant of the fact that their program may not work. So they're coaching a lot of financial advisors, not having ever implemented it. They're either overestimating the amount of money that an advisor could make using their methods, or honest to gosh, they don't know what the actual outcomes for the clients are going to end up being because, unlike me, they haven't tested it. There's just so many pitfalls in our industry. So it's a buyer beware message that if you join a program, my advice is stick only with the programs where there is someone coaching who's actually implemented it. You want to have someone that you're taking advice from who has built what you're envisioning. So you've got this vision of what you're trying to put together, and you're being advised by someone who's been there. They've done that. More than that, I think what occurred to me, and this is decades ago, the reason I was a little bit skeptical of some of these programs is when I asked them this question, doing my due diligence, I'll always ask this at the end: do you guarantee my outcome? They're telling me you'll get this, you'll make this much money, and your clients will be this, and so many client referrals, whatever. I'm like, okay, great. I think all that's great. Are you willing to guarantee the outcome that you're talking about? And none of them do. Not even the 5 that I'm talking about that truly are exceptional coaching programs. I couldn't find a single program that was willing to guarantee your outcome. So I put it together. I've got a program for people that are just in learning mode and they want to just see what this is all about. I don't guarantee that outcome, but I do have a program for people that are in action mode. They're past the point of learning mode. They're past the point of getting ready to get ready to someday take action. No, they're ready to take action now. It's in that program that I created something called a masterclass. It's 12 weeks long. It's a 12-week masterclass. The deal is if you're in action mode and you tell me what you're trying to accomplish, and the things that advisors come to me with are not surprising. They're saying things like, I need to generate more revenue, or I need to acquire more clients. And Mark, here's what I need to accomplish. Are you willing to guarantee that outcome in 12 weeks? And I go, yeah, I just need to know the goal. You tell me the goal, and I will craft a 12-week custom curriculum and with a handful of ground rules that you have to agree to, like I will promise to make the effort required. If you'll do what I lay out for you for 12 weeks, I'll guarantee the outcome, or I'll give you your money back. That's something that I think you need to start asking. Will they guarantee the outcome? We have some advisors that in the master class have said, I'm just frustrated. I am good at acquiring clients, hypothetically, but I want bigger clients. I want more complicated clients. I want clients that we can charge higher fees. Can you guarantee that in 12 weeks? Absolutely. It's got to be in my wheelhouse. So that's why I have to understand what you're trying to achieve. You tell me what you're trying to achieve. And if it's something that I've actually done myself, sure, absolutely. I'll work out the curriculum. And again, you agree to a few ground rules, but mainly that you agree to do the work. And if you'll agree to make the effort, yeah, sure, I'll guarantee the outcome. I've had advisors who say, my problem isn't client acquisition. I've got a great business. Most of the firms that I work with are 7, 8-figure firms. And so they have a nice business in place, but there's a problem. Either there's an appallingly low client referral rate, which in my mind, because I've been doing this for so long, 40 years, I know what that is. It's that the clients think the advisor's good, but not great. So I have to sit down, deconstruct the situation to make sure I understand the advisor's business model. But yeah, sure. Can you get a firm from where they are now to capable of delivering at a higher client referral rate in 12 weeks? Can you move from, clients that think you're good, but not great? Don't get me wrong. They love you personally and they never leave you, but no referrals, to the point where 12 weeks later, that now you're consistently exceeding your client's expectations. And I would say, yes, I need to understand what your goal is, but yeah, if I feel like it can be done in 12 weeks, let's do it. I have yet to come across a problem that we couldn't put a 12-week curriculum together. What's the moral of that story? It's very important, because whether we work together or not, here's the takeaway for this video. It's a mindset problem. If you have something like a nagging issue, like you're not exceeding client expectations, or you're starting to get bigger clients and you're worried you need to step up the level of service for these new clients, or else they're not going to stay long. Whatever the problem is, anybody that had a problem that I've dealt with, and I've dealt with all of those and many more: staff problems, client problems, things that blow up in client situations. I've made so many mistakes. I think all I'm doing is helping the next generation of financial advisors avoid all the mistakes that I've made over the years. But whatever it is, your message is very clear. Part of the reason that you're not pushing through resolving the big problem, whatever it is that is standing as an obstacle between you and what you're trying to achieve, it is pick one obstacle at a time. The problem with many advisors, myself included, until I figured this out, is you try to handle everything at once. It's, oh, this is out of, I need to improve my client service. Oh, and I need to acquire more clients. And oh, and we need to generate more revenue. And oh, you've got 5 or 6 problems. And it's a small business. You have a flurry of problems constantly. what an advisor or a business owner tends to do is address all of them, like just dabble in fixing all of them. Whereas what I've learned works is pick one, pick the biggest one, pick the obstacle that if you were to solve that one obstacle, it would clear the way for solving the next one. It would really make a significant positive impact on your business if you could solve that one problem. And then commit to yourself, you're going to invest 12 weeks every day. You're going to put a step-by-step plan for the next 12 weeks into place, and you're going to resolve to stick to it. You're going to create actions within your control to resolve this problem or obstacle that's in front of you. You're going to just focus on that for 12 weeks. That's what I discovered in myself. If I'll invest significant amount of time solving a problem for at least 12 weeks, it's solved, done and dusted, on to the next thing. So I think that's the only real takeaway in this video. And my call to action is if you'd like to be in action mode, but you're not there right now, and you'd like to talk this through with someone who's been there and done that, I will meet with you. I only have limited slots to meet with you in a Zoom meeting, but yeah, if you want to meet with me, I just need you to walk me through what you're trying to achieve and help me identify the obstacles that are preventing you from getting there. And then together we'll figure out the single obstacle that you should focus on over the next 12 weeks. My hope is that will get you moving. What I've figured out over the years is there are so many advisors that would move out of, let's call it learning mode or information mode into action mode if they could just resolve in their mind a handful of obstacles that is either unique to them or it's too much. You're trying to solve too much at once. It paralyzes you from doing anything. So if you want to talk to me, I'm going to give you a link in just a second. Feel free to schedule a time with me. Or now that I've laid out the template for you, if you've got someone in your life who's not going to be a naysayer, not going to be someone that promotes limiting beliefs and encouraging you not to succeed, if you've got somebody you admire, let's say another business owner, a family member, somebody that's achieved a lot, they're going to advise you on how to take action and how to overcome your fears about taking action. If you've got someone like that, a mentor or something along that line in your life, sit down with them, either give them this video or explain what you need. Tell them you're willing, you're at the point, you're on the verge, you'd like to invest 12 weeks under the theory that maybe Mark's right. Maybe you could get this solved in 3 months. And then, oh my gosh, what would it be worth to you to either get more revenue or whatever the obstacle is, acquire an ideal client, get a team in place that will actually impress your clients? There's so much you could do if you focus on one problem at a time in a 3-month period. That's it. The URL that you need to go to on the web to book a time with me is to go to my website, which is our free program for advisors that are just trying to figure out, what is Mark even talking about? What is this method of his? It's called themarkofmastery.com. themarkofmastery.com/talk, TALK. So if you go to themarkofmastery.com/talk, there's instructions how to schedule a time with me. Let's do it. We'll walk through, see what the obstacles are. And then after we talk, giddy up. You're ready to move forward into action mode. So hope this helps. We'll see you in the next video.